Hi everybody. A while ago during a Q&A video, I happened to mention that before I turned 20, I recorded dozens of what I referred to as insane pop songs. Many viewers in their innocence then requested that I release some of them here on YouTube. Doing so is obviously a bad idea, so I figured I'd do it. Some of them have recently been re-released on Bandcamp, and I wanted to make one of them available here as well, and also take the opportunity to provide some background on what it was I was up to at that time. Between 1995 and 2001, I recorded 7 albums of songs that I recorded, arranged, produced, and mostly performed myself. Some of these were released on the Torpor Vigil Records label by my friend, the visionary genius poet Steve Venright of Toronto. Steve more or less got my career started by somehow seeing something in these strange early efforts. Thank you, Steve. For those who would like to know a little bit more about what Steve does, you can visit his website at www.venright.com. I particularly recommend his book, The Least You Can Do Is Be Magnificent, for which you will find a link in the video description. In 1999, I wanted to take a step forward in the production of my albums. All the ones I had recorded up to that point had been done with whatever instruments I could find or borrow. With the kind help of my parents, Tim and Linda, who paid for the project, I was able to write a series of 13 songs and arrange them for chamber orchestra. I hired performers from the Toronto area to play the parts. All of them worked for substantially less than what they deserved, and I'd like to thank them here for their time and their artistry. Because I needed 2 percussionists for this project but didn't know any, I called up the Toronto Musicians Union. They said, "You should call Bob Becker and Russell Hartenberger of Nexus Percussion." I had no idea who they were. It turned out that they were 2 of the finest percussionists in the world. Why they agreed to come to my living room and play this ridiculous music is beyond me, but they did, and I'm eternally grateful to them. In case it isn't clear by now, I absolutely didn't know what I was doing, and at 18 I was in no way prepared to commandeer a recording session with performers who were much older and vastly more experienced than myself. That the project turned out as well as it did is really more a matter of luck and the ability and artistry of the performers with whom I was lucky to collaborate than any particular skill on my part. I called the resulting album Swollows. I chose this title for 2 reasons. First of all, I liked the vernacular spelling swallows with an O instead of an A, which I had seen in a cartoon by Harvey Kurtzman. It seemed colorful and cartoonish. Secondly, it happened that the word was a palindrome, which also fit in well with my interests at the time. The song I've decided to share with you here is called Give Yourself a Hand. It gives you an idea of what the rest of the album is like. Most of it is an instrumental trio for glockenspiel, marimba, and cello, and it takes the form of an atonal fugato in 5/8 with a central sung section in A minor. The performers on this track are Bob Becker and Russell Hartenberger, who played marimba and glockenspiel respectively, and Maurizio Bacante, who played the cello part. I myself sang the central vocal section, which is double-tracked. You can find the Torpor Vigil Records 20th anniversary edition of Swollows on Bandcamp at the address given in the video description. As always, let me know what you think in the comment section below. Don't forget to hit subscribe, and also check out the Samuel Andreyev podcast for regular interviews with musicians, composers, performers, and other creative types. You can also find me on Twitter, where my handle is @SamuelAndreyev. And here is Give Yourself a Hand. Happy listening.
Puzzles nudge up to catch the good ones, then measuring can disappear. Everything taught by Mole's lights, up until the beat of long time since that good one fell straight up just to say good humor. Slide off any day now.